I think one of the biggest mistakes we make is that we treat everybody the same. And we have to remember that our culture is made up of generations, and every generation had their own experience and their own perspective of what this military lifestyle is supposed to look like. Some of our most senior spouses that we do need that mentoring from, and some of them are doing a great job trying to do that mentoring. They grew up in a military that looks so much different than what we're experiencing right now. So many of them grew up in a military where they were verbally told that they could ruin their spouse's career, right? And so they may still feel that that's something that can impact their service member's career. And so we can't fault them for the experience that they had in a different military than we're experiencing now. And so, and our brand new generation of spouses grew up their entire life with the internet and social media and a different kind of connection than even my generation did. The internet and all the social media came into play during my first assignment, and it really didn't take center stage until the second assignment that we were at. And so I have an experience of the military, at least one assignment where so much of the military experience with other families was in person and having barbecue nights in your neighbor's house, and you're not texting each other asking how you're doing, you're knocking on the doors asking how you're doing. And so even my experience of the military is going to be different from that newer generation that's coming in, that's just going to text their neighbor and say, do you need anything from the grocery store? And so I think first of all, we have to understand that this is a multi-generational culture, that it has different perspectives of what the military is, what it should be, how we should treat each other. And we have to work with that, not fight against it. And so when we are mentoring each other, it's kind of stepping into each other's worlds and learning from each other, but also accepting from both sides. There's so much that I can learn from that seasoned spouse who paved the way for us to be able to do what we're doing right now. Some of them didn't have coffee groups, FRGs, information distribution, or call lists or anything like that. They created that for us, something that we take for granted now. And then we've got our newest generation that is showing us how to connect in the most creative ways that make us uncomfortable, but it's still something we can learn from. Some of them have found creative ways to have FRGs and events and connections through video games, when most of us are going, that's a waste of time, right? And so we have a choice where we can brick walls between the generations and wall ourselves up and say, no, I only want to do it my way, and so I'm only going to mentor people that do it my way. Or we can start to kind of tear down a little of those walls and kind of look to the other side and go, what is your experience of the military like versus what my experience is like? And maybe we can have, again, that conversation where we can actually learn from each other. It's so much more fun when we do.